Page 58, question 7. Pagedar Sugar Limited of Nagpur issued 12 lakh equity shares in the public of rupees 10 each.
Which format do we have to?
Yes?
Which format do we have?
Journal format. Now, how many shares are issued by the company? 12 lakhs. And what is the face value? 10. Company, who is talking in between? Tagore. Company received applications for 13,50,000 shares. Oversubscription? Now listen everyone. First entry, receipt of application money. We will pass with 13,50,000 shares. Second entry, refund. We will do with 1,50,000 shares. Because how many shares are issued? 12. But how many applications are received? Against 12 lakhs, 13,50,000. So it is oversubscribed by 1,50,000. On that 1,50,000 shares, we have to refund the money, we have to reject those applications. Okay? And after that, every entry and amount will be taken with 12 lakh shares. Understood this? Once again I repeat it. First entry with 13,50,000 shares. Second entry refund with 1,50,000 shares. After that, every entry with 12 lakh shares. Any doubts in this? Excess share applications were rejected and amount received thereon was refunded. Amount called up against shares was as under. On application 2.5, on allotment 2.5, on first call 2, and on final call 3. 2.5 plus 2.5? 5 plus 2? 7 plus 3? So 10 rupees is called in 4 installments. Now 4 installments, so 8 entries. Every installment will have 2 entries. Last lecture we had 3 installments, 6 entries. 4 installments will have 8 entries. Aishwarya, who was allotted 960 shares, underline could not pay first and final call money. Above that write CIA, calls in arrears. Whereas Vinay, who was allotted 1200 shares, and I could not pay final call money. These are also calls in arrears. Now, in first call, what are the calls in arrears? 960 only of Aishwarya. In final call, what are the calls in arrears? 960 plus 1200. Aishwarya could not pay first call and final call. Vinay could not pay final call. Final call is not paid by both. So in final call, what are the calls in arrears? 960 plus 2160. Okay. In first call, what are the calls in arrears? Only Aishwarya 960. And in final call, what are the calls in arrears? 960 plus 1200, 2160. Except this, all sums due from other shareholders were received. Underline, Aishwarya and Vinay had paid their arrears amount to the company again afterwards. Later on, they also paid the money. So 9 entries will come. After 8 entries, they paid the money later on. So one more entry will come for receiving that money. Pass necessary journal entries to record about transactions in the books of company without giving effect of interest. If the person does not pay calls in areas, shareholders, then as per table F, if you have adopted table F for articles of association of Companies Act 2013, then you can charge, means company can charge interest of 10% on calls in areas. It can be asked in MCQ, so I am discussing. Okay, on calls in areas, how much interest can be charged as per table F? 10% interest can be charged. But we have to pass the interest without giving effect of interest. Got it, everyone? Now, understand how would the workings change or increase because of calls in areas. Up till now, the workings what we have been making was very simple. Simply installments and face value. Now it will be installments, face value, calls in areas. Understand it first. Aishwarya, Vinay, and total. Now there are 4 installments: application, allotment, first call, final call. Application is 2.5, allotment is 2.5, first call is 2 and final call is 3, total 10. Now Aishwarya is holding how many shares? 960. Sarvesh, put your pens down. Understand it first. Aishwarya is holding how many shares? 960. Which installments she has not paid? First call is not paid and final call on 960 shares. Vinay is holding how many shares? 1200. Which installments he has not paid? Only final call he has not paid. No calls in areas in application, they are never possible. Because in application, first you receive the money, then you allot the shares thereafter only. So no calls in areas are ever possible in application. Allotment, they are possible, but here everyone has paid allotment money, there are no calls in areas. In first call, 960 are the calls in areas, and in final call, 960 plus 1200, 2160. Did you understand it?
Yes.
So now, this kind of workings will come in all the questions. Got it, everyone? Make these workings and then the format of journal. Yes, now listen, everyone. First, we have to pass 2 entries of application. Okay, Disha, first entry.
Bank account to equity share application.
Yes, you're done, everyone. Bank account debit. Complete silence. To equity share application account. Now, listen, everyone. I discussed with you. First entry we will pass with how many shares? 13,50,000 shares. Okay, applications received are 13,50,000 shares. And application money is 2.5. So 13,50,000 into 2.5, 33,75,000. Did everyone understand the amount? Okay, first entry with how many shares? 13,50,000 multiplied by application amount 2.5. Any confusions in this? You will try one question on your own after this. Being application money received on 13,50,000 shares at the rate of rupees 2.5 each. Any doubts up till here? Then, Atawale, second entry. Have you done the homework? Accounts homework illustration mark. So second entry. All the 6 entries, write 20 times each by tomorrow. Yuvraj. Sit down. Now what did I make you write in the notebook? Second entry. Equity share application account debit to bank to equity share capital. Yesterday or in the last lecture we did not have it because there was no over subscription. Now there is over subscription, so full entry will come. Okay, equity share application account debit to bank account to equity share capital account. Now equity share application account debit now be attentive. Application account you will debit with full amount 33,75,000 to close it. Any doubts with this? To bank account. Now we have to refund the money. I discussed with you. First entry with 13,50,000 shares. Second entry refund with 1,50,000 shares. It is oversubscribed by 1,50,000. So 1,50,000 shares into entire application money 2.5 we have to refund. So 1,50,000 into 2.5, 3,75,000. Did you understand this? We will refund the money on oversubscribed shares 1,50,000 into application 2.5 we will refund back, so 3,75,000. To equity share capital account now I told you first entry 13,50,000, second entry refund 1,50,000, after that every entry with 12 lakh shares. So remaining 12 lakh shares multiplied by application money 2.5, that is 30 lakhs we will transfer to share capital. Did you all understand this? Once again, first entry with 13,50,000 shares, second entry refund with 1,50,000 shares, after that every amount with 12 lakh shares. Understood that everyone? Any doubts with this entry? B. Application money refunded on surplus applications and remaining amount transferred to share capital. Okay. So 2 entries of application are done. What we do in application, first we receive the money, then we transfer to share capital. Now we have to pass 2 entries of allotment. Divyaji, first entry of allotment.
Equity share allotment to equity share capital.
Now in allotment what do we do first? First we transfer to share capital. So equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital account. Now every entry we have to pass with how many shares? 12 lakhs. Okay, now after rejecting 1,50,000 we have allotted 12 lakh shares. So 12 lakh shares, and how much is allotment money? 2.5. So 12 lakhs into 2.5, 30 lakhs. being allotment money due on 12 lakh equity shares at the rate of rupees 2.5 each. Understood this, everyone? Now, second entry of allotment. The way
equity share capital account bank to equity share capital.
all the 6 entries 20 times each. Ravlani?
Bank account to equity share allotment account.
Bank to equity share allotment account. Now, what did we discuss? First in allotment we transfer to share capital. Then we will receive the money. But all of you should see the workings now. In allotment, do we have any calls in areas? We don't have calls in areas, so we will pass single entry. Bank account debit to equity share allotment account. Did you understand this? Asta, what amount?
40 lakhs.
Yes, full 30 lakhs we have received. No calls in areas means we have received full amount of 30 lakhs. Did you all understand this portion, everyone? So application first, receive the money, then transfer to share capital. Other installments first, transfer to share capital, then receive the money. Being allotment money received. Any doubts up till here? Kavita, next entry.
First call account debit to equity share capital account.
Yes. Now again in case of first call, same concept. First will transfer to share capital. So equity share first call account debit to equity share capital account. Did you understand it, everyone? Darshan, amount? Yes. All the entries need to pass with how many shares? 12 lakhs. And how much is first call money? 2 rupees. So 12 lakhs into 2, 24 lakhs. Did everyone understand this? Being first call money due on 12 lakh equity shares at the rate of rupees 2 each. Now listen, everyone. First we transfer to share capital, then we receive the money. But if you see the working note 1, have we received full money on first call?
No.
There are calls in areas. So now we will not have single entry, now we will have combined entry. I made you write the combined entry with calls in areas in the notebook. So now we will have the entry. First write down the entry. Bank account debit. This will be with the amount received. Then calls in areas account debit. This will be with the amount not received. To equity share first call account. Did all of you understand the combined entry? Any doubts with this? First we'll pass the combined entry. Now amounts we will go reverse. Did everyone write the entry? Bank account debit, calls in areas account debit to first call. Now reverse amounts. First call account you'll close with amount 24 lakhs. Okay, very first call account you close with full amount 24 lakhs. Now see here, first working calls in areas 960 into 2 1920. We did not receive first call money on 960 shares. So what is calls in areas? That's why we made these workings to help us in the journal. 960 into 2 1920 and 24 lakhs minus 1920, 23 lakh 98,080. What is the amount we have received? 24 lakhs minus 1920, 23 lakh 98,080. So amounts we will go reverse. Once again I repeat it. First call account, first you credit with full amount of 24 lakhs. Calls in areas 960 into 2 1920. And then bank account 24 lakhs minus 1920, 23 lakh 98,080. Did you understand this? Being first call money received on all the shares except 960 shares. Now, same way we will pass two entries of final call. Okay? In application, first we receive the money, then we transfer to share capital. And in other installments, first we transfer to share capital, then we receive the money. Got it, everyone? This side. Next entry.
Equity share final call account debit to equity share capital account.
Yes. Equity share final call account debit to equity share capital account and this amount. No one will speak in between. How do you get that?
12 lakh into 3.
Yes, all entries get passed with how many shares? 12 lakhs. And how much is final call? 3 rupees. So 12 lakhs into 3. 36 lakhs. Understood this? Being final call amount due on 12 lakh equity shares at the rate of rupees 3 each. Due on 12 lakh equity shares at the rate of rupees 3 each. Understood this, everyone? Then, Yashvi, next entry.
Bank account debit, calls in areas are not debit to equity share final call.
Yes, now again in final call also there are calls in areas. So single entry or combined entry? Combined entry will come. Bank account debit, calls in areas, account debit to equity share final call account. Did everyone understand this? Are your amounts, how will it get?
36 lakhs beyond.
Yes, amounts we will go reverse. So final call first we will credit with 36 lakhs.
36 lakhs minus 2160.
Not 2160. What is calls in areas amount? 2160 into 3. 2160 is the number of shares. And final call is 3 rupees what is not paid. So calls in areas 2160 into 36480. And then 36 lakhs minus 6480, 35 lakh 93,520. Did everyone understand this? I repeat it once again. Final call you will credit with full amount 36 lakhs. Calls in areas 2160 into 36480 and bank 36 lakhs minus 6480, 35 lakh 93,520. Being final call money received on all the shares except 2160 shares. Now normally our question would end here, our solution would end here. But here in the last paragraph it is given that Aishwarya and Vinay had paid their arrears amount to the company afterwards. So one more entry will come because of that. Okay? Otherwise normally your entries will get over after this 8th. Now this calls in arrears, listen everyone. This calls in arrears of 1920 in first call and 6480 in second call. Both of them have paid later on to the company. So from company point of view, bank is the receiver, debit the receiver, bank account debit, and now calls in arrears are received, so we have to close these two accounts. What will you do to close these two accounts? You reverse and credit to calls in arrears account. Amount 1920 plus 6480, 8400. Did everyone understand this? This entry, why have we written this extra entry? Because it is given that Aishwarya and Vinay had paid the calls in arrears later on. If that sentence was not given, then only up till 8. Okay, so 1920 plus 6480, company has received this 8,400 later on. Bank account debit with the money received, debit the receiver, calls in arrears in reverse and credit to close. B, calls in arrears received. Did you understand this? Two crore 47 lakh 58,400. Understood this, everyone? Now question 6 on the same page. I'll discuss and you'll try it on your own. Same page, question 6, okay? I'll give you 10 minutes to solve after discussing it, then I'll show it on the board. So be attentive. Authorized capital of Mevda Limited of Himmatnagar was divided into 4 lakh equity shares of 10 each. Mewadi, what is the meaning of authorized capital? Total. What total? What is the meaning of authorized capital? It is mentioned in Memorandum of Association. It is the maximum amount the company can collect throughout its lifetime. No relevance in journal entries, ignore that. And then authorized capital, and then 4 lakh equity shares, above that right, ignore. Out of this company, and then issued 3 lakh equity shares, we are concerned with this. Throughout our life, you can issue 4 lakh shares, but right now you are issuing how many? 3 lakhs. So right now we have to pass entries for only 3 lakh shares. Understood that? Amount called up per share was as under 4 on application, 3 on allotment, 3 on final for only 3 installments. So 6 entries will be there. 4 plus 3, 7 plus 3. Now company received applications for 3,60,000 shares. How many are issued? 3 lakhs. But applications received for 3,60,000. First entry, you'll pass with 3,60,000 shares. Second entry refund, you will do with 60,000 shares. And after that, every entry you will pass with 3 lakh shares. Any confusions? Excess applications were rejected and money paid thereon was refunded to applicants. All the sums due on allotment and final call were received in full and line except final call on 2,000 equity shares held by Asha. Only one calls in arrears, so even calls in arrears, no need of total. One, so that itself is the total. Means in calls in arrears, you have only one person, Asha. How many shares? 2,000 and directly in final call. Understood that? Past journal entries in the books of company to record about transaction we will do right now. And then also prepare equity share capital account, equity share application account, equity share allotment account, and equity share final call account, mark it as homework. You have done it in the illustration, so that portion you will do in the homework. Okay? Start solving it fast. In 10 minutes you will finish it, then I will show it on the board. Do it without narration so that you can complete it fast. Yes, Bishop.
So this sum is not getting tallied.
After the class, start solving 6 first. There is no balance sheet to be tallied here. It will always come same. Start solving the 6th question right now. Yuvraj, marks. Account stats eco BU. Which school? Accounts 52, stats 56. True? You are also in BHS. So how come he has received and you have not received? Yes.
Nah, charge.
No. Not given the papers. He is in school or you did not get? Yes, now complete silence. Be attentive, everyone. Question 6. There are 3 installments. Application, allotment, final call. Complete silence, I said. Amounts are 4, 3 and 3, total 10. Only one person has calls in arrears, Asha, 2,000 in final call. Are you okay with this? Now journal entries in the books of Mevda Limited. Yes, check your entries, be attentive. First entry, bank account debit to equity share application account. First entry, we will pass with 3,60,000 shares into 4 rupees of application, 14,40,000. Silence. Any doubts with this? Second entry, equity share application account debit with full amount 14,40,000. Who is speaking continuously in between? To bank account, we will refund with 60,000 surplus applications into 4 rupees, 2,40,000, and all other entries with 3 lakh shares. So 3 lakhs into application 4 rupees, 12 lakhs will be transferred to share capital. Got it, everyone? First entry with 3,60,000, second entry refund with 60,000, after that everything with 3 lakhs. Equity share allotment to equity share capital, now 3 lakh shares. Every entry we will pass now with 3 lakhs into 3 rupees of allotment, 9 lakhs. Now, In allotment, there are no calls in arrears, means we have received full amount. So bank account debit to equity share allotment 9 lakhs. Then equity share first call to equity share capital, again 3 lakh shares into 3 rupees of final call, that is also 9 lakhs. In final call, there are calls in arrears. So, bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit to equity share final call account. Amounts you will go reverse. Final call you will credit with 9 lakhs. Calls in arrears 2000 into 3, 6,000. And 9 lakhs minus 6,000, 8,94,000 is received. Seventh entry of receiving calls in arrears will not come because that is not mentioned in the question. Okay. So 36 lakhs plus 28, 40, 64 lakh 40,000. 64 lakh 80,000. Did everyone understand this? Who could get it completely correct? See that all the homework questions should be with narrations. In exams, you must be able to write them if it is asked, okay? Now put your pens down. Understand one concept, because that will help us in further questions, and when you are doing the homework, confusion will not arise. See 5th and 6th entry what we have passed. Okay, this 5th and 6th entry can be done with one more alternative. 5th entry as it is, equity share final call account debit to equity share capital account 9 lakhs. And 6th entry, you may not record calls in arrears. Means you will directly record bank account debit to equity share final call account with the amount received 8,94,000. Now why these both options are correct, understand it. If you record calls in arrears, then final call account with 9 lakh gets closed, and 6,000 what we have not received stands to the debit of which account? Calls in arrears. If you don't record calls in arrears, then does final call account get closed? No. It is credit with 894, but debit with? How much still remains? Same 6,000, which here stands to the debit of calls in arrears, here stands to the debit of final call account, which again shows that final call of 6,000 is still receivable. So both the alternatives are correct. When you solve the illustrations in homework, you'll find that in some questions they have recorded calls in arrears, and in some questions they have not recorded calls in arrears. We will be following the option of recording calls in arrears throughout the chapter, because by that the next topic of the chapter, which is very complicated, will become comparatively easy. Okay, so don't copy the homeworks. In all your solutions, I want to see calls in arrears. Okay, if you find in some illustrations they have not done it, then that calls in arrears they might not have recorded. Okay, your homework is illustration 4, and illustration 3 is just self-reading. In that this concept is explained. Recording calls in arrears and not recording. Just read that. Okay, homework will be illustration 4. So that will be all for today.
Bye, sir.
Bye everyone.